All right, back here at the Moscone Center, it is Papa and Silver, and we've got our first guest of this Radio Row Thursday. That is the one and only Kurt Warner. He is a Super Bowl champion. He is an NFL Network analyst. You can see him on an 8.5-hour edition of NFL Game Day Morning this Super Bowl Sunday, which starts at 6 a.m. Pacific. And this is all brought to you by C's Candy. Break out the good stuff. Speaking of C's, number one, good to see you.
Good to see
and
you
number
guys.
two, we got a little activity for you.
All right.
We're going to draw.
What's he got to do here?
I'm just drawing out any.
Close his eyes.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got
happens
here. Okay. I get the blind taste test.
You get the blind taste test. All right, you good with tasting a little chocolate here to start?
I mean, it's
Little early in
blind.
the
Like,
morning.
is it all chocolate?
It's a C's Candy.
Okay.
Which one are we looking
Okay.
at?
He
here?
can read a defense. I am going with Kurt on this.
And so what am I?
Go
supposed
ahead.
To
You
do?
got to tell us
Okay.
what flavor it is.
All right.
I'm supposed to just bite into it.
Just gotta bite into
Is it
it.
a multiple choice or something? He just has to pick one blind.
It's not McCaffrey's mustard. I'll
So
tell you
good.
that.
They're very good.
It goes very
But
well with the Lazy Bear wine you were drinking
But
last
I have
night.
no idea what I'm choosing here. It's
Can I
just
give you
really
a hint?
good chocolate. Like, what am I supposed to tell you?
Like, what's it taste like if you had to put a flavor on it?
I-
Give him
You'll
this.
say
Give him this.
chocolate.
Can you read this far? It's
Yeah,
like Mike
Mocha.
March
Okay,
bringing you a
Mocha.
call
Okay.
sheet in.
Milk Mocha.
I-
There we go.
I could do that. I
You
can
got it.
understand that. All right. Sorry.
And he did it with a mic.
I just love chocolate, so I don't know what's in there, but it's good.
And,
No,
it,
I mean-
and it does go deliciously well with our Lazy Bear wine we were having last
Okay.
night. I saw you there last night.
Yep,
Your
I was.
wife was there, and the commissioner, and Rich was there.
Good
you guys
times.
were talking
Yep.
show notes for the Super Sunday. But John Hamm, the great
Yep.
John Hamm,
Yep.
was there. What a great sports fan. Even though he's a Chiefs fan, we befriended him.
I know.
So
he's a
tonight
good
is
dude.
NFL honors.
Yep.
Who's going to win the National Football League Most Valuable Player, Mr.
Matthew Stafford's going to win it, in my opinion. I think Drake May had a great year. I think he's the runner-up, but Staff to me was the best quarterback in the league. If you watched every snap, every game, he was phenomenal. So I think that's going to happen tonight, and it's going to be cool for him. Had a great career. One thing that he hadn't done is be in this moment and have a season like this. So I think he's going to win it.
You know, with the rise of Brock Purdy, everyone was saying in 2022, we haven't seen a story like this since Kurt Warner came out and did it and won the Super Bowl. Now to see Brock at this stage in his career, first year after inking a big extension, missed a lot of that first half with a turf toe, came back, was playing pretty great football with a lot of adversity. What do you make of Brock Purdy and what you saw as far as the growth, as he's still pretty young when it feels like the team and a lot of their veterans are a little bit older?
I love Brock. I have been very outspoken on how good I think Brock is, and the lack of appreciation for guys that aren't big and fast and throw the ball 100 miles an hour or 100 yards, but understand how to play the position and make throws that, a lot of people look at and go, oh, that's not that impressive. I think Brock makes so many impressive throws on a week-to-week basis in that offense, throws that very few guys could make, the way that he layers the football, his accuracy, his ability to anticipate. I'm a huge fan. And so I wish people could appreciate playing the position different ways. But we're in a league now where we've got the most athletic, talented quarterbacks we've ever seen at the position, and it's easy to see what a lot of guys do. It's not always easy to see and understand how to play the position and what guys like Brock Purdy do on a weekly basis. So I'm a huge fan. I think he's played well since he's become a starter. I don't care what season it's been. I don't care what moment. I think he plays really good football. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and I enjoy watching him every week.
Well, the other guy was Mac Jones that we saw for a good 8 starts.
Yep.
If you're a general manager with this quarterback cycle, the draft class coming up, how high of a pick would you be willing to offer the 49ers to get Mac Jones this offseason?
That's a good question. I think with the ways trades go, I would probably say like a third rounder for Mac. I want to see Mac get in another situation because obviously he was great in spelling Brock this year. He had a great rookie year in New England before some chaos went down there. I'd like to see him in another situation with an opportunity to compete to start or to be the starter and really see what he is. I'm not sure, just in my opinion, that he's what Brock is. But I do think there's some things there that I really like about Mac Jones, and I'd just like to see if he can elevate his game and become a full-time starter.
Mike Tannenbaum, who was with us at the Lazy Bear last night drinking wine, was
I
in
didn't
your
see
chair.
Mike.
He was there. We had a
Okay.
long talk. We asked him that question on the air. What he proposed was re-signing Mac Jones to a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
To keep him as the backup in San Francisco. I'm not sure he'd be content with
Right.
that. But I want to ask you about, Mac was in New England for 3 years and they moved on.
Yep.
He goes to Jacksonville. He played okay, came here. The Sam Darnold component. The Jets had him for 3 years. Did they err in letting him go? He goes to Carolina. I thought he played pretty well there at the end of that run with Steve Wilkes as the interim, went 4-2, came here, pressed reset, then obviously Minnesota, and what he's doing this year in Seattle, Kurt. So going back to his first 3 years in New York, could he have developed there if he stayed there, or did he need to go somewhere else to fully reach what he's become?
Yeah, I don't know if we know the answer to that. But I think what we know is that when Sam played, he didn't play great football. And so I'm sure there's a lot of factors. I'm sure there's some things that you could point to the organization. But I think you also have to point to the player. I mean, at the end of the day, when you go out and play, you got to play. And he didn't play very good football those first few years. And that's not a knock on Sam because some guys need some time. Like, I've been talking. That to me is one of the beautiful storylines of this Super Bowl is you've got the Golden Boy and Drake May that in his second year is in the Super Bowl and MVP type season in his second year. And then you have the journeyman in Sam Darnold that it took a little bit of time and it took finding the right spot and a system that fit his skill set really well for him to be in this moment. And so I don't know if we know the answer to that, but I'm not a guy, having been through a crazy journey, I'm not a guy that just wants to always point the finger and go, well, if they would have, if I would have been drafted to a different team. Sometimes you got to take ownership of your part in it and go, okay, what didn't I have? What didn't I know? What did I need to get better at and be better prepared for when I got my opportunity? And I look at Sam and think that was the case. I'm sure some of it was the organization and, some of the things that they went through. But I think some of it was also Sam. And Sam just needed some time and needed the right fit. And Seattle, I think, does what Sam does well. I think that's the other part of it is that different systems, do you find the right system early on to play to your skill set? So yeah, I'm just a believer that I think it was a process. He needed the process to become the player that he is right now. And I hope from here he can even grow more and become more complete.
Who do you trust more in this game on Sunday, Sam or Drake?
Trust is a
and they got to go against that defense too,
right? Wow. Yeah, I really think it comes down to you got to tell me how they're going to play. If you're telling me that this becomes a drop back game for both of those quarterbacks, I actually think I trust Drake a little bit more. If recency bias is a thing, Sam was unbelievable in the championship game. Like that was maybe the best game that I've ever seen him play, and he was asked to carry the team with his right arm. So, but that's kind of the only time I've really seen that where I'm just like, I know without a doubt if they get into that kind of game, what I'm going to get from Sam. And Drake, like I said, has had an incredible year. I think he's been unflappable, even though his playoffs haven't been great. I just think if it became a drop-back game, I would probably lean more towards the young kid at this moment, going in.
All right, lastly, your ultimate prediction, who's hoisting the Lombardi at the end of it all on Sunday?
Yeah, I always, reserve myself to change my opinion because I get all the way till Sunday and 8.5 hours on Sunday to decide. So I watch more and talk more. But I'm
leaning the milk mocha opinion.
Yeah, but I'm leaning towards Seattle here. I just think they've played and been a better team here in the playoffs than New England has. And New England offense was great in the regular season, but it's been 3 weeks where they've struggled offensively. And against a good defense, I just feel like Seattle comes in as the hotter, more complete team right now, and so I lean towards Seattle.
Well, thanks so much for coming by, man. We appreciate it.
You got it. My pleasure.
Enjoy hearing you on Westwood One NFL
He's
Network.
Everywhere.
8.5 hour special coming up on Sunday, so thanks, Kurt.
You got it, guys.
Take care.